This week's parsha is happens to be Sfiras HaOmer. So it works out beautiful with the whole Sfiras HaOmer. Perek Chaf Gimel Pasuk Tes Zayin. So we'll start with this. Pasuk says, now the idea is tonight, how many days do we count Sfiras HaOmer? How many days do we count? 49. So we count 49. So let's look at the pasuk. The pasuk says first, pasuk Tes Vav is just introduction. Sfartem lechem mimacharas haShabbos. You shall count for you from the macharas haShabbos, which is the second day of Pesach. Shabbos is also called Yom Tif. Yom Tif is called Shabbos. You bring from the day that you bring this carbon. Sheva Shabbos is Tamimas Tiena. You have to count 7 full weeks. 7 full weeks is 49 days, like we just heard. Add mimacharas haShabbos haShviyos until the end. Mimacharas haShabbos haShviyos till the end, the day after the 7th week. Tisbru chamishim yoyim. You should count chamishim yoyim. So how do you touch these words? Tisbru chamishim yoyim. Sounds like you have to count 50.
The 50th day will be Shavuos. You count 49, but day 50 will be Shavuos.
So how do you touch your puzzle? Let's touch inside. Ad mimacharas haShabbos haShviyos until the day after the 7th week. Tisperu. Tisperu is you shall count. So how do you say Tisperu? How are you going to touch Tisperu? Tisperu chamishim yoyim. How are you going to read the pasuk then? I agree with you. I want to count 49, and I hope we count 49 this year. And we've always done it 49 until now. But the question, the pasuk says Tisperu chamishim yoyim. So this is the question here, and Onkelos doesn't help us out. Onkelos usually helps us a lot, right? Rashi's our best friend. Onkelos is right there with us. Onkelos says right on the underneath. He says on the left side. He also says that Ad Shavuos Shviyasa, right? Rashi quotes this until the 7th week. Timnon Chamshin Yoimin. You should count 50 days. It's the carbon, and then your makriv, right? The pasuk just finishes. We read this every night. Uvekravtem mincha chadasha l'Hashem, and you will be makriv a mincha chadasha. That's the mincha that we bring, the carbon, to be mater. It allows us now to eat all the chadash. That's why it's mincha chadasha. So we bring that on Shavuos, and on Shavuos there's no more isser of chadash. That's what Shavuos is special for, and then everything becomes yasham. But what is that? What is the? How do you touch the pasuk? So what we do is right, and we also have another question here that you have to think about in the pasuk. Really, is the Chazen saying that it's really a stira in the pasuk, because on the one hand it says 50 days, on the other hand, look at a pasuk before, it says you should count 49 days. It says Sheva Shabbos is Tamimas Tehiyana. It says you should count 40. It says 7 weeks. 7 weeks is also sounds like 49 days, right? So it's really a stira in the two psukim. That's the second question here. Now, let's go a little bit. There's another question, by the way, which we're going to see in Rashi, that the trup, whatever the trup is also a very valuable tool in knowing how to read the pasuk. And the trup here is very strange. It reads like this: Ad mimacharas haShabbos haShviyos Tisperu chamishim yoim. Now, notice the Tisperu it's called a tipcha. It's mercha, tipcha. Now, tipcha is like a comma. Not a period. A period, it would be like a snachta, but it's pretty much. The question is, the Tisperu is telling you how many days to count. So it should have said Tisperu chamishim yoim. It should have been Tisperu chamishim yoim. It should be there. The tipcha should be after chamishim yoim.
So there's a disconnect between chamishim and Tisperu.
Right. So there seems to be that the Tisperu is disconnected. So based on all these questions, the Rashi. Let's go to Rashi, and Rashi tackles this question. Rashi says, HaShabbos HaShviyos, pasuk Tes Zayin. Let's read the Rashi in pasuk Tes Zayin. HaShabbos HaShviyos, Kitargumoi Shavuasa Shviyasa. Right? That we read that it's till the 7th week. That's when you read it till. That's when you have to count the 7th till you finish the 7th week. Rashi's coming to say it doesn't mean till the 7th Shabbos. You might have thought that you have to count 7 Shabbosim. and then you'll get Shavuos. Rashi says no, it has to be Hashabbos Hashvius, means the 7th full week of 7 days. And then he says, how long do you count? Ad Mimacharas Hashabbos Hashvius Tisperu. Until the day after the 7th week, you shall count. V'loyad b'chlal. So Rashi explains that there's a Gemara that speaks about ad. Does ad mean until and including? Ad v'ad b'chlal or ad v'loyad b'chlal? Rashi says you count, it means up until but not including. So here too, when it says ad mimacharas hashabbos hashvius tisperu v'loyad b'chlal, not including that day which will be the macharas, the day after the seventh week is finished, which means 49 days plus 1, not including that plus 1. So you count up till that, which is 49 days. So and that's 49 days. Correct Rashi, Akasha, you don't see it's called a Kusha Sabuya, hidden Kasha. It says 50 days in the Pasuk. So Rashi says, oh no, that goes with the next words in the Pasuk. If you notice the Divrei HaMaskal of Rashi, Rashi splits it up. He takes a knife, the Gemara says they take a sakin chadit, takes a knife and slices the tispru with chamishim yoim, puts chamishim yoim with the end of the pasuk, and tispru is in the beginning. So Rashi reads the pasuk, ad mimacharas hashabbos hashvius tispru, period, or kama, chamishim yoim v'kravta mincha chadash al Hashem. And there's another idea of chamishim yoim v'kravta mincha chadash al Hashem. What does that mean?
Why not a period, by the way?
Okay, or a period, or well, not like
I'm just saying it's not a period.
It's not like a whole new idea, but it's like a comma. It's like a.
Okay, so there's still a relationship in the idea.
Yeah, because it is a little bit of a hemshech that you should count 49 days, and then it says chamishim yoim ve'krafta mincha chadash al Hashem. So Rashi touches up chamishim yoim. He puts in a base. Bayoim ha-chamishim. First of all, he turns around the yoim and the chamishim. Instead of chamishim yoim, he makes it yoim bayoim ha-chamishim, and he puts in a base. Bayoim, ba means on the 50th day. V'kravtem mincha, right? Then takrivuha. Then you should be makriv the mincha chadash al Hashem. Rashi learned that the chamishim yoim is coming to tell you when are you makriv this carbon chadash that we bring. So you bring that on Shavuos, on the 50th day. But you don't count 50. We don't count the 50th day. Shavuos night, we just walk into shul, we daven Marav, and then Shavuos.
The Vav before the Hikraftem messes up that, seems to mess up that shot in the way the Rashi.
So he learns in Chamishim Yoim, V'Hikraftem Mincha Chadash al Hashem. And he has to do a little bit acrobatics. He has to switch the Bayoim, first of all with Chamishim. Instead of Chamishim Yoim, it's Bayoim HaChamishim.
What do you mean he has to switch?
He has to flip the words.
Of course, but I mean, what do you mean he has to switch?
No, the pasuk says Chamishim Yoim. So he says it means Yoim HaChamishim, and you have to put in a base. Ba Yoim HaChamishim, Takrivuha. Then you should be makriv V'krafta mincha chadash al Hashem. This is the first part of Rashi, and with this is the answer to the kasha. That's the first answer. How he gets out that we don't count because the pasuk never says to count. That's the first pshat. The next pshat. Now Rashi says, "V'oimer ani." Here Rashi says, "What I hold of this pshat, zeu medrashay." Says this is medrash. This is like drush. Why do you mean it's drush? Because you had to switch. We already switched yoim and chamishim, and you had to put a base by the ba yoim, and he put a hey by yoim chamishim. So since he had to switch the words, so it's called Sirus HaMikra, like we have it in the Gemara. The Gemara is Sirus HaMikra, they were to switch the words, V'darsheyu, so Rashi says that's drush. But he still held it was pretty true, because it's one of the two possible explanations for the pshat. It's a little drush, so he says, I'll tell you another pshat. Aval pshuta, the pashup pshat, Rashi says, is ad mi macharas hashabbos hashvius. It's until the macharas hashabbos hashvius. Shehu yom hachamishim tisperu. Umikra mesurasu. The second pshat is what?
The second shot, there's no problem with it.
What is that? But how does he read the pasuk? How does he touch the words tisperu? So he reads it like this: Ad mimacharas hashabbos hashviyas, until the 7th week, shehu yoim hachamishim, which is yoim chamishim, tisperu. So notice, he also did a sirus hamikra v'dosheu. He also flipped 2 words. He flipped the words tisperu from being tisperu chamishim yoim. Right? He doesn't want to count 50 days. So he took the word tisperu and he put it after the words yoim hachamishim. And he was able to say ad b'machas hashabbos hashviyas till the end of the 7th week. And he says shehu yoim hachamishim. He puts in the word shehu yoim hachamishim, which is the 50th day. Then he says, till that day, tisperu. Then you should till that day you should count.
Where does it say till? Oh, ad.
Ad b'machas hashabbos hashviyas shehu, but it's shehu. It happens to be it's the 50th day, but you don't have to count 50 days. It doesn't say tisperu chamishim yom anymore. It says you should count till the 50th day.
Full complete days.
Till the 50th day, and like he said in the first Rashi, ad v'lo ad b'chal, till, but not including the 50th day. So you should count till there, which happens to be you're counting till the day Yom HaChamishim, but you don't count the day Yom. It doesn't say Tisperu Chamishim Yom. It's until the day, which is the 50th day, you should count.
So why would you need that? Okay, you can't do the 49th day. Why do you need until the 50th day?
No, so he's telling you, Ad Mavas Hashabbos Hashviyas.
It's written here. It's written in the Torah.
Why did the Torah write it? You want to know?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like it's ambiguous. It's really ambiguous. Up to the 49th day, but that's what Rashi says.
No, he's saying so you should count up till the 50th day, right? It doesn't say you should count. It says add until the 7th week, which will lead you up till the 50th day, right? Which happens to be the 50th day.
Isn't it until the day after 7 weeks?
Yes, until the day after 50th.
Until the day after 7 weeks.
Right, exactly.
Which is the 50th day.
Right.
Count.
Right.
You
That's
should count. You should
That's how you
count.
read it.
That's how
until the day, which is after the 7 weeks, tisperu, you should count. That's how you read it. So, but tisperu, he's not telling you how many days to count. He's not saying count 50 days. He's just saying till that day, which happens to be, it will be till Shavuos, count. This is the second shot that's brought down.
So just if we say including, then we said, if we just say not including, then we'll just kill everything.
It says up until that day, but not including.
But not including.
But that you should count up until that day. Ad, and ad means ad v'lo ad b'chal. So that's the pshat. We'll go into this more afterwards. We'll go into it. The Rush has a third pshat. The Rush in the back of Psachim says a very interesting way how to read. A lot of times when you have numbers, a lot of times you'll see, by the way, in Chumash, it gives you a lot of numbers, and a lot of times it doesn't end off at an odd number, right? It doesn't give you like 555,626. It doesn't go.
It rounds off.
It rounds off. So they ask the question: is the pasuk? They asked Chaim Kanievsky, what does it really add? They rounded it off, or did it come out to be exactly that amount? So that's an interesting thing to keep in mind when we get to Parshas Bamidbar, Parshas Nasr. But in reference to here, the Rush seems to take such a view when he attacks the numbers, because we also have different numbers in the Torah. 40 malchus, right? How many malchus do you give? 39. What? 39.
Arba'in chaser achad.
Oh, so the question is why say? But the pasuk says Arboim Yakenu. Arboim Yakenu. It says 40 hit him, right? We also find Melech Shabbos there, but there it doesn't say in the Torah how many melachos there are. There it happens to be 39. But the Rush brings up how many Jews went down to Mitzrayim with Yaakov. So it says Shivim. Shivim Nafesh Yardu Mitzrayim. We just finished Pesach. But how many were there exactly? So Rashi goes through the whole calculation trying to see Yocheved and was she born between the walls. So the Rush takes on that there were only there was one less. Look inside. Let's see the Rosh, how he brings this all down. See on the starting from on the bottom by that base. 1 second. The Rosh asked by the base. Yesh makshin. Some ask. Kivan de kraka amar tisperu. If the pasuk says tisperu, you should count chamishim yoim. You should count 50 days. So you should count 50 days. Lama einanu mainen allotation of arba'am yoim. Why do we only count 49 days? He asked it straight out. V'doichik in lefarish hapasuk. And some people are doichik. They push to try to explain the pasuk that it means ad mimakaras hashabos shehu yoim chamishim tisperu. This is the second shot of Rashi. He brings it down. He doesn't quote him because he's saying he's doichik. So whenever any of the Rishonim bring down, you'll notice when they want to like attack. So sometimes they just leave it, like they don't bring down his name because they don't want to embarrass him. But here he brings it down stama. Some say, some ask, and some answer that it means till that day, tisperu, you should count. How many days? Doesn't say. Inami, another answer they give is chamishim yoim avihikravtem de basreikoi. What does it mean chamishim yoim? On the words vihikravtem, which is the end of the pasuk, like the first shot of Rashi. Chamishim yoim vihikravtem mincha chadash al Hashem. And according to this, the pasuk is saying, "Ad b'makaras hashabbos tisperu, v'loi ad bechlal." According to that, it would say, "Ad b'makaras hashabbos tisperu, v'loi ad bechlal." Chamishim yoim, right? It says how many days you should count? 49. Ad b'makaras hashabbos tisperu. Period. V'loi ad bechlal, not including the day after the 7th week. Chamishim yoim v'gravtem mincha chadash al Hashem. And by the way, now, according to the Upshot, it's very good, the trop, the tipcha, mercha tipcha, that the pasuk brings. Right? The tipcha is ad b'makaras hashabbos hashviyas tisperu. According to Rashi, right? Rashi relished when the Vayikra made that tipcha. He said, okay, good, you stop, right? Because you count till that day. Then it goes weiter. Chamishim yoim v'kravtem mincha chadash al Hashem. That's how Rashi he was beautiful with the trop, according to that pshat. There really is a break there. But the Rosh held Velinera Shein Elu Elu Shein Anu Tzrichim Lidchokay Salalu. Rosh held these are doichim. These are pushing it a little bit, and therefore you don't need to come on to such a doichim because I have a better pshat. Given the cost of Bei Behedya, because it says clearly Shiva Shvuos Tisparlach. It says in the Torah Shiva Shvuos Tisparlach. Ein Lisper Yoiser Mishiva Shvuos. The Rosh asked this kasha. Then on the other hand, the pasuk just said right before Shiva Shvuos Tisparlach. That's 7 weeks. 7 weeks is 49. So it's clear that it's 49. Umi Tispru Chamishim Yoim. It says Tispru Chamishim Yoim. Like kasha. That's not a question. Like kasha midi. It's not a question at all. Why? Shekain derech hamikra. This is the way of the psukim.
It's rounding off.
Kisha magia haminyan l'schom asiris. That when you get to the tens, when you get to that 10th number, so what you do is you round it off. Pachis achas. If you reach that 10th number, but minus 1, moina oisai b'cheshben asiris. So you just put it into the count of the tens. Veina mashkiach ala chisorin echad. You missed 1. That's not nishkafarlach. You missed 1. Well, go round it off. You need places to say this chat. The Rosh.
That's where you get. That's where you get the concept of Jewish time.
Yeah. Now, you just round it off 1-1, right? We don't have a raya for more than 1, but he says for 1 we have a right to say such a thing, and he brings a raya. He brings another case where we have this. We have one more example. Kol nefesh lebeis Yaakov haba mitzrayma shivim. It says how many people came down? Shivim. And he says really they weren't shivim. So the answer is really there was 1 less. But you could round it off to the next 10 increment, which is 70. V'chein arba'im yakenu. Arba'im yakenu. How many malchus are there? 39. Round it off till 40.
Wait, so it doesn't every single case you find the chumash?
No. So you don't have every case. Every every case that there's a round number of a tens, it doesn't mean that it's always rounded off and it's really one less. But in these specific examples, and I would say it's only these examples, you don't have a right to say anything more than that, it really means these examples are the exception to the rule. The rule otherwise will be exactly as said. That's the amount that we have.
What is another exception?
These three are the only exceptions.
What said is different.
There's a difference. It's 10. Whenever you have a number, it's exact on the money.
So if it's an exception, how does it know it's an exception?
What?
How does it know it's an
How
exception?
does the Rosh know it's an exception? The Gemara Makkos learns out how many Makkos. Now the truth is, when I ask you how many Makkos there are, and how many Makkos we give, it's interesting. The pasuk says Arbaim Yakenu. The Rambam says it means you give Arbaim. There are 40 Malchus from the Torah. That's what the Rambam says. The Rambam says there are 40. The Gemara says 39. Because the Gemara, right? What does the Gemara say? The Gemara says, Kama tipshoi. How foolish are those people who stand up for a Sefer Torah, but when a Talmid Chacham walks in the room, they don't stand up. Right? And what is so foolish about it? Because the Torah writes, Arbaim Yakenu. And the Talmid Chachamim came and they lessened it to 39. That's the Gemara Makkos. So the Rambam learns up, you look in the Rambam, how he learns it, he says really the Torah meant 40. But the Torah said that there's a problem. The Chacham said, let's say you give a guy one extra makkah. Let's say the Shliach Bezdin, the agent of Bezdin is giving the makkahs, and he slips up by the count and he gives him 41. Then he will have gone against the Torah. The Torah says, Lo Yosef, don't add one more. So there's a big problem. He might be over allowed. We learn out from that pasuk that you're not allowed to hit your friend. Right? He's a Rasha. Someone who even raises his hand is a Rasha. But someone who hits his friend is over Lo Yosef. He hit more. He hit his friend. Just like the Shliach Bezdin who hits one time more, Lo Yosef, Pen Yosef. Pen to Lav, he's over an Aveir of hitting one more. So the Rambam said that the Chachamim were scared that the Shliach Bezdin might hit him one time more. Therefore the Chachamim lessened it from 40 to 39. As a Gezeira, that the Shliach Bezdin shouldn't come to hit him 40 times, 41. Therefore, they'll make it 39. If he comes to add on one more Malchus, so good, he'll give him 40. Okay, that's what the Torah said anyway. No, it's not bad. He'll slip up on one. That's not a problem. He won't be ever Lo Yosef. On Lo Yosef on the Torah, because the Torah said to give him 40. So he did 40 like the Dine. So the Rambam therefore says, Avada 40, Abraham Yakenu, the Torah said 40, the Torah meant 40. Kama tipshoi, those Bnei Adam. How foolish are those people? Those people who think they only stand up for a Sefer Torah, not for Talmid Chacham. Because the Talmid Chachamim have the power to make a Gzeira, to say, don't do what the Torah says, because we have to make a Gzeira and distance you from being over Lo Yosef. So they're able to say, don't do 40, do 39. That's the power of the Chachamim, according to the Rambam. According to everyone else, the Rosh, right? The Rosh right here, he says, no, it's really 39, right? The Rosh says we rounded it off to 40, but 39. The Torah says 40. So the Rambam learns, the Rosh learns, Kama Tipshoi. How foolish are those people? That you see here how the power of the Talmid Chachamim is that they are able to actually take what the Torah wrote and lessen it by one. That means the Talmid Chachamim could learn off the pasuk. It says b'mispar arboim. So the Talmid Chachamim could say the number coming up to 40, which is 39. We are going to dash that when it says 40, it doesn't mean you should give 40. It means that the Torah Hashem said you should really give 39. That's why you should stand up for the Talmid Chachamim, because they have the power to change what it looks like the Torah wrote and to make it that its real meaning, to tell you the true meaning, is really the opposite. It really means 39. That's how the Rosh and Rashi on the spot over there learns off how many makkos you get.
It doesn't really fit in with the 70 doesn't fit in with the 70 people that came down from.
They came down what?
This reason doesn't fit in with the 70 minus one, the 69 people that came down.
Oh yeah, right. No, this is just the Rambam's own explanation in Malchus. That the Rambam himself, that's how he holds. He holds there are really 40. The Rambam learns the Torah literally. We have to check out if the Rambam would learn up to 70. We have to check out if he has a shot on that. This is just an idea. So we're coming out with at the end of the. So we'll have to work out exactly exactly how he worked. Right, he would say that's part of 70. Right.
So just one more time. So how does the Rosh? I understand how the Rambam learns 39 versus 40 on the Malchus. How does the Rosh learn it?
So the Rosh learns that 40, when it says in the Torah 40 Malchus, it really means 39.
Why would it say 40 then?
Why does it mean 39? Because he learns up the drush of B'mispar Arboim, the number going up to 40. That number, which is 39, going up to 40, is what the Torah really meant to say. You should get 39 Malchus.
What's the Lashon?
The Torah, the Lashon of the pasuk is, it's actually an interesting thing because the pasuk is really a pasuk before that says you should hit him, and it says B'mispar Arboim, period, Arboim Yakenu, and then says Arboim Yakenu in the next pasuk. But the Gemara learns up. The Gemara says there's no period in the pasuk in the Torah, so the Gemara learns it B'mispar Arboim Yakenu, and he says B'mispar Arboim, B'mispar, really it's B'mispar, is the number leading up to 40. It doesn't mean the number 40. He says it means the B'mispar going up to 40, which is 39. And that's how many you should hit him. 39 Malchus from the Torah. 39 from the Torah. No Gezeiras to Rabbanan. Straight up, that is the amount that you have to get of Malchus. 39. So coming out with a three-way machlokes here, how to exactly count, how many do you count, right? So everyone's holding you count 49. But Rashi's learning that what you do is you count. Rashi's saying one shot is Vayikra. What you do is you count 49. Then it says Chamishim Yom Vayikra. That's the first shot. On the 50th day, you mark up the carbon chadash. Second shot of Rashi is that you switch around. Tisbru Chamishim Yom. By the way, that's why Rashi held this is more pashim shot. Why did Rashi hold this shot is better? You're still making a switch according to the second shot of Rashi. You still have to switch around the psukim, the words. He's saying Ad Machas Shabbos Ashrias Shehu Yom Chamishim. So Rashi's switching the Yom and Chamishim according to that, but he held that's not such a big switch. It could still qualify from Shuta Shel Mikra, that it means till, which is the Yom Chamishim. And then we have the Rosh's pshat. The Rosh says no. It really means Tisbru Chamishim Yom. The Rosh can learn he doesn't have to switch anything. That's the mile of the Rosh. He reads the Tisbru Chamishim Yom, which means 49 because you rounded it off. Now there's also an interesting shot, one last shot that I saw brought down from I think the Pan of Yafis, that he says that we know that you have to do Tosefos Shabbos. We do Tosefos Shabbos. Why? So it says in the pasuk, we'll say it tomorrow night in Kiddush. It says Vayivorech Elokim es Yom HaShvi Vayikadesh Oisoi. Right? We say that Hashem was Vayivorech, He blessed the seventh day. Vayikadesh Oisoi K'vay Shavaz Mikom Laftoi Hashem Vayivorech Elokim Laftoi. So it sounds like that day, the seventh day, Hashem stopped working. So we once mentioned over here that in Kiddush it says Vayer Vayivorech Yom HaShishi. Let's start with the beginning of Kiddush. Vayichulu Hashmayim V'Aretz V'Chol Tzva'ah. What does it mean? Vayer Vayivorech Yom HaShishi. Right? That's what we really start out loud. We start out loud saying Yom HaShishi Vayichulu Hashmayim. So we read it together. Yom HaShishi Vayichulu Hashmayim V'Aretz V'Chol Tzva'ah. So the question is, why is it Yom HaShishi? It should have said not Yom HaShishi, but it should have said Yom HaShvi. When did he finish? Right? Let's take out the siddur. Let's look up the siddur inside. Just pass a few siddurim, please. Just to look up inside. How do we say it inside? Because we're going to say it. What? You finished Yom HaShishi, right? So why does it say? Let me read you Kiddush. You're going to pay attention tomorrow night and see if it fits in Kiddush. Do we have Kiddush here? Here we go. Okay. In the beginning of Kiddush, it says the first words Vayikra Yom HaShishi Vayichulu Hashmayim V'chol Haaretz V'chol Tzvav Vayichal Elokim Vayom HaShvi. Vayichal means he finished. He finished by Yom HaShvi Melachta Asher Asa. What do you mean he finished by Yom HaShvi? I thought he finished by Yom HaShishi. How did he work on the seventh day? Right? He says he rested on the seventh day. Right? The next words are Vayishbais by Yom HaShvi Mikol Melachta Asher Asa. So if he rested by Yom HaShvi, then how could you say Vayichal Elokim by Yom HaShvi? It should have said Vayichal Elokim by Yom HaShishi Melachta Asher Asa. It should have said he finished on the sixth day. That's what you have to ask yourself tomorrow night as you say these words. Vayichal Elokim by Yom HaShvi should say Vayichal Elokim by Yom HaShishi. So Rashi in Chumash brings down an answer to this. Rashi says that the pasuk was not written Klape Hashem, towards Hashem, like Hashem didn't write it. Hashem knows everything, but He didn't write it for Himself. He wrote it for mankind, and mankind cannot tell exactly when Pesach Chachamim is. When exactly is the day turnover from Friday to Shabbos? We can't tell. There's Bein Hashmashos for a number of minutes from that time when it's mid the twilight zone. We can't tell. Is it night, day? So we're machmir. We don't do any work once it gets to be that middle time. But after Shkia, we're machmir not to do any work because it might be Yom HaShvi. It might be the seventh day. So Rashi in Chumash tells us that to the bystander who watched Hashem finish work, it looked to be like it was by Yom HaShvi. Hashem finished the work. Really, He finished it on the Yom HaShishi. But to the one who was watching, it gets already dark, gets to be twilight zone, it gets to be, we don't know exactly when it is, but it's already pretty dark. So to the bystander, it looked to be like it was Vayichal Elokim by Yom HaShvi. It looked like He finished it on the seventh day. So Hashem wrote down by Yom HaShvi for us who's reading the Torah how it looked to the bystander. That's what He says. Because we don't know exactly when is Seis. When exactly does it turn to be Shabbos, from Friday to Shabbos? So what we do every Friday night, when do we start taking in Shabbos? So we have a mitzvah of Taisus Shabbos. We add on Shabbos. Because we don't know exactly when it is, so we'll be safe. We'll add on a few more minutes, and then we know we're not doing malach on Shabbos. So it comes out, Rashi therefore says that for us, we add on extra Taisus Shabbos. Therefore, we're safe. But that's how he answers up the pshat. Avada Hashem finished the malacha by Yom HaShvi. If He finished it by Yom HaShishi. That's, by the way, the pshat. Rashi brings it. The comment Lag Ba'omer coming up. The one who says this pshat is brought down Reb Shimon ben Yochai. Later, remember it. This is the pshat for Lag Ba'omer also. That's the first pshat that Rashi says. So based on that pshat, they want to say another pshat in our pasuk.
There's a little bit of a stira right there. So you're saying the first part is what really happened.
Right.
Yom HaShishi.
Right.
That God finished His creation.
Right.
And then the second part, Yom HaShvi, is from our perspective.
Right. And so let me just finish this pshat, and then we'll clarify everything.
Yeah.
So according to this, they want to say that's look back at our pasuk in Parshas Emor. They want to say Ad Mimachar Shabbos HaShvi Tisperu Chamishim Yom. We're going to have to end up with 50 days. Why? Because when Shavuos is going to come, we'll have to think this through. But he says we don't know exactly when Shavuos is, but we know one thing: we have to do Sheva Shabbos Tamimos. It has to be complete, right? That's why. When do we count? We count at night, because at night we want to start out the day right when it becomes dark, and we count right away because we want it to be as complete as possible. That's why we count it before Aleinu. Sphere Soim is before Aleinu, because you want to chaparayin as much as the night as you could, that it should be Sheva Shabbos Tamimos, complete. So therefore, when it comes to be Shavuos night, you want to wait till it gets dark already, because you don't know. You want to make sure it's complete. So you have to finish the 49 days without a shadow of the doubt. So you have to go do Taisus the other way. You got to do Taisus to be make sure it's Shavuos. So therefore, is a pshat that says that you want to now go into the 50th day. Well, we will ultimately go into the 50th day by the time that we accept Shavuos on ourselves, because we want to make sure it's Shavuos. So, although he's not really answering up the Tisper rule, because we don't really count the 50th day, but that's how he answers that it's going to go into the 50th day, because you have to do a Tosfos to get into it to make sure it's ultimately Sheva Shabbos is Tmimus. That's his shot. Okay. This is, yeah. Oh, that's 2 days is a different idea.
No, if you finish counting nine, what you count the nine?
Yeah. So either way, the first 9 Shavuos, we're not going to count anything either.
Yeah, not in Israel. Israel's one day.
Yeah. So we do toss.
So for us, we have a different thing. So the truth is, we have a suffix, because in the olden times, they used to be in Eretz Yisrael, and they used to have to see the moon in order to say that it's the new moon. So the people who lived far away, they didn't know.
No, but in case talking about counting.
Even your counting is in doubt.
Even the counting of the 50th day, we don't count the 50th day. Even the 50th day, we don't.
Pesach is what, the 15th? You also got that.
Yeah, even on the 50th day, but we don't count the 50th day either. Pesach, the Shavuos by night, you're not going to count anything. So we're not going to count the Shavuos of that 50th, and we're not going to count the 51st either.
That's because of Rosh Hashanah.
No, but I'll just tell you. Right, but no, I just want to answer that even that, when they did the second day Shavuos, they thought that it might be that's really the first night of Shavuos.
Why didn't they count that doesn't work, because Shavuos doesn't work, it's not given a date, it's given a counting.
Right.
So once we finish
Counting from what?
Counting from what?
Counting from what?
Shavuos to count. But when is Pesach? When is Pesach? You have to go back to the new moon of Nisan. Go back to the new moon of Nisan. We've done that already. That's a good question. We have to look at that.
Pesach is not a different day than Shavuos.
No, but he's asking that it became that.
It's just like
We accepted it. That's why we started the second day of Pesach, not the first day of Pesach.
you are
Now you can establish the date of the Pesach.
Sorry,
Establish it.
we start counting the second day Pesach. So it should be accurate. He's right.
it's just like you stand
Did he
on
finish it on the
You're making Shabbos.
To say that they should have found out later.
From our
So it's an interesting question. We have to look into that.
It's back off Pesach. We're counting Pesach. It's got to be.
We have to count it 2 days.
Which day is the first day of Pesach?
Today is the...
That's the problem. But what are we counting from? I understand what you're saying. I hear you. You sound logical. But if we got a doubt about Pesach being where it's holds, or Rosh Chodesh, you're really starting wrong.
China told me 9:50.
You might be counting 48 instead of 45.
That's why there's no date for Shavuos.
That's it. So you run with Pesach. If Pesach's wrong, Shavuos is wrong. There has to be 2 days in diaspora.
So we'll just finish it. We're trying to go to 9:15.
2 days. 2 days the
Which I do.
9th.
You want to start now? Wait. Okay. So we'll just finish the last pshat. I'll just tell you the other pshat that he said. That Rashi has another pshat there. Rashi and Chumash. Rashi's other pshat is Vayikra Elokim B'Yom Hashishi. What does it mean Vayikra Elokim B'Yom Hashvi? So Rashi's pshat, right, in Chumash, another pshat, just so you can have overall picture, is that the last thing that we were missing when Shabbos came in was rest. Hashem created everything, but He didn't create rest. He created the world, the birds, and everything, but He didn't create rest yet. Rest only came when He rested on the 7th day.